Hello and welcome back to Jenna Gets Creative. I have the brand new 40 pack of pastel shade Ohuhu brush markers. We're going to unbox this, we're going to swatch them, and then I'll make some art. I will give my opinions on this product. There they are, look at all these gorgeous markers. I got some money for my birthday specifically to spend frivolously. And I was going to refill a bunch of my Copics and order some more pastel shades, but the store I wanted to order from, the Canadian retailer that has a free shipping threshold that applies to Newfoundland, they didn't have the colors I needed in stock. And I've been dying to try this pastel set of Ohuhus because I love my regular Ohuhu brush markers, so I decided to go for it. They have included a colorless blender, so this is just the alcohol mixture base of these markers with no pigment in it. And of course they are brush and chisel tip. When I got the first, I believe, 48 pack of brush markers, they weren't including a colorless blender yet. So this is actually my very first Ohuhu colorless blender. It'll be interesting to see if it works exactly the same as any other alcohol colorless blender. I'm sure it does. I will be swatching on just plain old smooth white cardstock. This came from Michaels from the scrapbooking section. It's nothing special. Voiceover Jenna here to overdub myself now. We'll get back to live audio Jenna when I compare the Ohuhu swatches to other brand swatches, but for now ignore the gestures that show I'm obviously talking to the camera. I was. This is 48 pastel colors plus a colorless blender, so 49 markers in total, and none of them are duplicates from the original 48 pack. I don't have any of the larger packs, so I can't say if there are overlaps there. A few colors in the original 48 seem a bit more pastel than these, but obviously they were kind to us and didn't want to sell packs that are half the same, so these are essentially then the rest of their pastel shades besides what they originally released as brush markers. Keep in mind that Ohuhu has talked about selling open stock markers in the future or possibly coming out with ink refills, but for now you can only buy them in sets. I do really like Ohuhu markers and I use them a lot in combination with my other marker brands. They're definitely one of the most affordable brush marker options I've ever come across. When I bought them, the listing was $59.99 Canadian, which works out to $1.22 Canadian or 97 cents US per marker if you count the 49th colorless blender in your calculations. For now, while they're not offering an easy way to replace a single marker, I would say these are a good option for starting a marker collection, and then you could replace the colors that run out with something more replaceable like Copics. 10 of the 48 colored markers are grays, 9 are earth and skin tones, 7 are Y, YG, or YR family yellow and orange shades, 9 are R and RV family reds and pinks, 3 are V family purples, 6 are B family blues, and 6 are G family greens. There are no BG blue-green family shades. Before we catch up with the live audio, I'd like to tell you all about 2 giveaways I have coming up. The first is the Let's Get Jenna Monetized giveaway, and that will open as soon as this channel has the watch hours to apply for monetization. I will be giving away a small prize pack to one lucky subscriber, and that prize pack will include a choice of goodies and a small original artwork. The choice of goodies is the selection of art supplies I've been setting aside for a giveaway, the fantasy genre duplicate novels from my bookshelf, or a book depository order placed on your behalf. The second giveaway is the Let's Get Jenna to 2K giveaway, and that one will open once we have at least 2,000 subscribers for a couple of days in a row, just accounting for the fluctuation in numbers that always happens. That giveaway will be winner's choice of an Amazon gift card code or a book depository order placed on your behalf. A Canadian Amazon gift card value or the book depository order limit will be $25 Canadian, and if you choose an Amazon gift card for a different regional site, will convert to your local currency and round to the nearest value ending in 0 or 5. That's currently $20 US, $25 Australian, or 15 British pounds, just for quick reference. More details are in the description down below, and I'll be creating a quick teaser video specifically for these giveaways very soon to share around and get everyone excited. But if you want to see those happen as soon as possible, then here's what you can do to help. Subscribe, watch my videos all the way through, hit the like button, and leave a comment every time you're here, and share the videos you really like with your friends. We'll get there. Alright, back to Live Audio Jenna to look at the swatches and do some other brand comparisons. For blues, I have 4 Copics I would like to test. So for Frost Blue here, we have a Frost Blue. We also have an Ice Blue, and I suspect between one of the 2 of those, it will very closely match the Ohuhu Frost Blue. I'm going to compare light grayish cobalt to light grayish blue. I suspect this one will be darker, but same family. And Robin's Egg Blue. This is one of the ones I just wanted to refill or get a new sketch marker from my favorite store, and they were out of stock in every option for this except for a Chow. I already also have it in a Chow. I'm not just ordering another Chow. There we have Ohuhu Frost Blue versus Copics Frost Blue and Copics Ice Blue. And Frost Blue from Ohuhu falls somewhere in between. Copic Frost Blue is just a touch lighter. They're almost exact duplicates. Ice Blue is significantly darker. Ohuhu Pale Grayish Blue versus Copic Pale Grayish Cobalt. I did expect it to be darker. I wanted to see if they looked like the same family, and they do, which is good. Ohuhu Robin's Egg versus Copic Robin's Egg. Copic's is slightly darker. I think as it dries, it'll be less noticeable. This is close enough that I'm happy to use this one until I can refill this one. So I found a lot I want to test with the greens. First of all, let's just get Horizon Green out of the way. We actually have one. That is pretty much an exact duplicate. For the yellowish green, that is also a Copic color. I don't have that one. I have yellow green, not yellowish, and I have Mininette. That is how I'm pronouncing that. So I would say Ohuhu's yellowish green is a very close match to Copic Mininette. So when I test greens, this is the Spectra AD Cherimoya green. This was a special run for a Scrawler box. They don't normally make this shade. It's my favorite. I am always trying to find one that is a good dupe for this. And as I suspected, I think Ohuhu's Lime Green is now going to be the closest I have. In the past, when I've wanted something like this, I've gone with either Spectra AD's own Sage or Copic's Spring Dim Green. Lastly, in the green section, I found a couple others that might compare well to this horseradish. Spectra AD Apple, Winsor Newton Apple, Winsor Newton Meadow. Ohuhu Horseradish is almost exactly Winsor Newton's Apple Green. Light pink versus light pink, and also versus Copic's Tender Pink. Lipstick Natural, Lipstick Natural. Pretty much duplicates. Very, very close. Buttercup Yellow, very close. I would say Ohuhu's is a tad lighter and a tad warmer. Sandstone to Sand, not the same color. So Ohuhu's Lemon Citron is what I expected their Barium Yellow to be based on what Copic's Barium Yellow is. Ohuhu Pink is very close to Sketchbox Signature Blush. Winsor Newton Rose Pink being compared to Ohuhu Hollyhock. Very close. I'm happy to see that because Winsor Newton ink doesn't play nicely with Copic ink. Ohuhu does. T-Rose and T-Rose, exact matches. Yeah, pretty close. I'd be happy with that. Copic Peach Puff to Carmine Red. I think Eggshell White is meant to look like Fairly Beige. Ohuhu's Sardonyx is very close to Spectra AD Soft Coral. Voiceover Jenna here to summarize what I had to say about the grays, and then I'll tell you about my overall impression of the set and explain the piece that's been happening on one side of the screen. Ohuhu's grays are a lot lighter than other brands with the same tone numbers. Warm Gray 5 is paler than Winsor Newton's Warm Gray 4, Neutral 2 looks like Copic's Neutral 1, and Neutral 5 is lighter than Copic's Neutral 5. Ohuhu Cool Gray 5 is very similar to Spectrum Noir Ice 4. I don't have blue, red, rose, or yellow gray in any of the brush marker brands I keep out, so I didn't make comparisons there, but I'm wondering if Ohuhu is using a pigment supplier that also works with a lot of the cheap marker brands out there, because those are the only ones I've seen that offer those shades. excuse these swatch comparisons I cut out. They weren't really worth keeping in the live audio rambling. Now that the swatch sheet is a few days old and well dried, I want to comment that Ohuhu Lime Green is actually almost exactly like Spectra AD's Sage Green, not the Cherimoya like I was hoping for. Lipstick Natural, Frost Blue, Horizon Green, and Robin's Egg Blue have remained almost exact duplicates. Nothing shifted. I don't think I recorded myself swatching Copic's Pale Lilac against the Ohuhu one, but they're also acceptably close. The test piece is the avatar character used by Blair from the commentary channel Illuminati, and since this character is all purples and pastel minty blue-green shades, I figured it would be a good one to use this new palette. It was very hard to resist the urge to grab the lighter shades from my other Ohuhu set to get a better minty blue-green shade than the truer light blue I had to go for, but I've seen her show off and be very happy about fan art that goes in both directions with the color, so it's fine. I was hoping the blender would lift a lot of pigment so I could do the shiny light lines on the character's head without pulling in any gel pens, but it would appear that the blender is not quite that powerful, so I did enlist the help of a jelly roll. It seems like the Ohuhu blender is going to be more like a Spectra AD blender rather than the super powerful Copic or Spectrum Noir ones that mean serious business. That's fine. It probably does the namesake blending job a lot better that way, but it does mean you can't lean on the Ohuhu blender to help hide mistakes quite as much. Overall, I really do like this set, and if you're looking for lighter shades for your marker collection, it is a nice set to get. Nothing will ever beat Copic for the ultra pale shades, but some of these with the same names are indeed very close matches. I do want to comment that there are a lot of neon highlighter type shades in here too that I wouldn't really expect, and I wouldn't have minded some repetition of the palest colors from the original 48 if they replaced some of the grays and came out with a dedicated full range grays collection. I would rather have full tonal runs in the same family of grays than this mix and match collection. I'm also really curious if the separate skin tones pack would have a better selection for really pale Caucasian skin than this set, because everything in the E and YR families here that's lighter is very pink or has a grayish cast, and there's no neutral to yellow undertone for the palest skin shades here. The original 48 doesn't have anything that would do that job either, but it does have a lot of nice shades that'll add to what this is missing for darker skin tones. They do sell a 20 marker skin tones pack that has a couple duplicates of the original 48, but I'm not sure if it goes lighter or just darker and into different warm and cool variations on what was already on offer. If you watched my Wednesday video this week, the second March Fandom Mayhem, where I did Blue Blobby Spirits of Joe and 22 from Disney's Soul, I also did that mostly with Ohuhu markers, and I tried to pull from this pastel pack first wherever possible, so you can watch that as well if you want to see these in action on coated marker paper, creating a character you might be more likely to recognize. I'll link my review of the original 48 set down below, but some general things about these markers I didn't mention this time around. The caps don't necessarily match the ink, but they're reasonable. The little stop rolling tabs are pretty good. The brush nibs are reversible. They're brushes on both ends, so you can flip them around and refresh, and I do need to actually do that and try it out on a couple of my older ones. One of my older yellows in particular is getting a bit fuzzy. The color names and numbers are only on the caps, so don't get those lost and mixed up or you'll never know which marker you're using. These take up a little more space than Copic Originals, the square ones, so keep that in mind if you're ordering or building special storage for them. They're not going to fit the way you expect if you're thinking more of the Copic Chow. They're a pretty average length for alcohol markers. Light fastness seems to be about the same as Copic's so far. I've been using alcohol markers since 2018, and the only ones I've noticed that have a dramatic color shift or fading from all of my original swatch sheets are a couple of the pinker shades from Spectra AD. I know I mentioned at the beginning that I bought these, but just to make it super clear before I go, I am not sponsored and I have not been sent anything. I bought these on my own, and I have no incentive to talk them up beyond just being being a fan of the brand. When I say I like these and I think they're a good starter set of paler colors, I'm being sincere. I really do like this set and I don't regret my purchase. My only problem now is that these are still living in the zipper pouch they came in a week after filming this, because I don't have room in my current marker case to jam 40 more of these thick round barrels, particularly in the earth and skin tone slot and the grays slot. If you're looking for more to watch, I've got some suggestions up on the left side of the screen now. Don't forget to like, comment, and maybe even subscribe, and if you like living life creatively, whatever that means to you, I'd love to have you along for the ride. Bye guys!